Good evening and welcome. You're watching Breaking Views with me, Sanket Upadhyay, the show where we get you all the views so that you get the complete picture. Now, speaking of pictures, it is this one picture that went viral and that has led to the news tightening around what is now being called is a disowned BJP leader. His party now says that he has nothing to do with us, whereas old videos are being dug out and appointment letters where his name has been very prominently mentioned. We are talking about the Noida absconding leader called Shrikant Tyagi, that abusive man who has gone missing now, absconding. There's a bounty for information on him. Let's start with the chronology of events, the sequence of events. What happened, how it happened, how this unfolded. So first, on the 5th of August 2022, this man called Shrikant Tyagi was recorded threatening a neighbor in a Noida society. The woman was opposing Tyagi planting trees in what is a public area, and then he maintained that this is his private garden. Residents said that this is nothing but encroachment. Listen in to how this man responded to that criticism from the residents. So after this incident, social media posts and this video basically went viral on social media. The Noida police was tagged, the administration was tagged, people were being asked questions as to why this, by then, he was called a BJP leader. Some confused him for being an MLA, others called him. His own Twitter bio said that he's a top leader as far as the BJP Kisan Morcha is concerned. The BJP later disowned him, saying that no, he's not a BJP leader. Local MPs and MLAs also came out to say that he has nothing to do with the Bharatiya Janata Party. The abusive video went viral on social media. Then the Bharatiya Janata Party carried out what can be called a social distance from Tyagi, that he has nothing to do with the BJP, don't call him a BJP leader, strict action will be taken. That's the local MP of Gautam Budh Nagar. His name is Dr. Mahesh Sharma, who seems to be seen saying that I have nothing to do, BJP has nothing to do, and strict action needs to be taken. Because this seems to be, frankly, embarrassing our government, that we are not being able to take action against this man. And then Tyagi went missing. The same man who on the 5th of August was seen in these videos abusing went missing, absconding. The police said that we can't find him. We don't know where he is. So on the 5th of August, a man who could be seen so openly, violently behaving with women in the society went missing. And then let's now tell you about the action. What happened? A few days later, over the weekend, this car, which was carrying a sticker of the UP government, Uttar Pradesh Sarkar, this Fortuner car, this Honda car, all these cars were impounded by the police, taken away. That Tata Safari, all these cars bearing a Lucknow license plate, all of them were taken away and impounded by the police. Only yesterday, as if this was not enough, Tyagi's goons entered the society again, started inquiring about the victim. Where is she? Where does she stay? At that time, alert residents came in, called the police, and then to manage the public anger, the MP, the member parliament, had to come in again call someone and basically say that this is not done, take action. हमारी सरकार की बेइज्जती हो रही है. That was Dr. Sharma in a response to this video. And let's now tell you what happened this morning. That's the action in order to show the people of the society, show the people, because now the story had completely spiraled out of control. There was a narrative to fix. So what does the government do? Bring in a bulldozer, and this is, I think, a first ever in this country for a bulldozer to enter an apartment complex. So far we saw homes being destroyed or razed. This is for the first time a bulldozer entered an apartment complex to remove this illegal structure right in front of Shrikant Tyagi's house. And by the evening, this wanted poster with a 25,000 rupee cash bounty for any information. This also, by the way, that you see on your screen is a letter. The second thing that you saw is actually a letter of appointment issued by the Bharatiya Janata Party, Kisan Morcha, in which at the number 2 position, Shrikant Tyagi's name apparently is mentioned. By the evening, Tyagi moved local court and now he wants to surrender, and this application is going to come up. The hearing will happen on the 10th of August. So we'll know what exactly is going to happen. Which brings us to the 6 important questions as far as this story is concerned. Remember, in some way or the other, this incident affects everyone. Absconding BJP man, has he become an embarrassment for the party? You are now trying to distance yourself, but the point is he positioned himself. There were videos and pictures with top BJP leaders. So has he become an embarrassment for the party? Number 2, will social distancing from Tyagi absolve the party from action or party of action? Ultimately, all this while, he was doing this under some amount of support from the BJP. Local residents say that he used to move around with gunners, security provided by the UP police. Does UP government give protection and police to everyone? Everyone is entitled to have 7 gunners and 7 guards of the UP police. Or is this a privilege for those who are entitled and aligned? In this case, Shrikant Tyagi. Number 3, and this is a problem very few people know outside Noida and Greater Noida, that the societies over there, the apartments, have become a breeding ground for lawless political workers, particularly affiliated with the ruling government, on how they try to manage affairs locally, how they try to get into the maintenance committee of each and every society, to try and squat over maintenance funds of each and every society and thus exert influence. Has this not become a huge menace? You speak to people in Noida and they will tell you, yes, it has. Next question. The bulldozer strikes back. And we need to mention this. Is this yet another attempt to satiate the desire of people to have instant justice? Instant justice. Show a bulldozer and people will be happy. Action. But if a bulldozer was wrong earlier, it is wrong here as well. This is extrajudicial, whatever happened. Now, in this particular case, the first complaint against Tyagi was in 2019. Why is action being taken in 2022? And you know, this image is being portrayed that, look, we took action immediately. No, you did not. The first complaint was in 2019. In fact, the action is so many years late. 3 years late. And our final question. Action against Tyagi. Is the party's image above everything else? The party will do anything. You have a free hand, you can do whatever you want. But if you start affecting the party's image, that is above everything else. So as long as image is not getting affected, it's fine. And what happened in this case? When the abusive video came to the fore and became viral, that's when action has happened. So is the party image above everything else? Pankhudi Pathak is a Congress spokesperson with us. Sunil Bharala, senior leader of the BJP. We also have Professor Vikram Singh, former DGP of Uttar Pradesh. Thank you very much for joining us. Swati Agarwal is a resident from Grand Omax Society. Thank you very much for joining us. I want to begin with you, Mr. Bharala. और मेरा सबसे पहला सवाल आप ही से है. ये बोल देना कि वो हमारी पार्टी का नहीं है, अब एक के बाद एक तस्वीरें सामने आ रही हैं, एक के बाद एक अपॉइंटमेंट लेटर सामने आ रहे हैं. सिर्फ बोल देने से थोड़ी कुछ होगा. सुनील भराला जी, आपको आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ, मुझे आवाज आ रही है
जी. मेरा सवाल आपसे था, पार्टी का ये कह देना कि उससे हमारा कोई लेना देना नहीं है, इससे बात कैसे बनेगी?
इससे बात ऐसे बनेगी साकेत जी कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी का बहुत स्पष्ट मत है और भारतीय जनता पार्टी का बिल्कुल कार्यकर्ताओं के प्रति क्लियर एजेंडा है. अगर कोई भी गुंडागर्दी या अराजकता करता है तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी का उससे कोई लेना देना नहीं है और इसी के परिणाम को आप देख रहे होंगे. अगर भारतीय जनता पार्टी ऐसे कार्यकर्ता या नेता बताने वाले के साथ अगर खड़ी होती तो उस पर 25,000 रुपए का इनाम घोषित नहीं होता. तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी का कहीं किसी प्रकार का भी दो मत नहीं हो सकता. हम गुंडों के साथ, अराजकता करने वालों के साथ और नारी शक्ति महिला के रूप में
इनके पास गनर कहां से आए?
उनके साथ नारी,
इनके पास गनर कहां से आए?
कोई बदतमीजी करेगा उसके साथ
प्रशासन का बल कैसे मिला? यदुकुल दीक्षित इज अ रेजिडेंट ऑफ ग्रैंड ओमैक्स सोसाइटी, इज आल्सो विद अस. यदुकुल, आई वांट टू आस्क यू, हाउ इन्फ्लुएंशियल वाज ही एंड व्हाट ऑल डिड ही यूज्ड टू से? डिड ही कैरी पुलिस प्रोटेक्शन? डिड ही मूव अराउंड विद बाउंसर्स?
देखिए साकेत जी, मैं आपको ये भी बताना चाहता हूं,
it's a lesson to an empowering person that you cannot just abuse or push or disrespect a women, especially a women, and you cannot encroach in any of the society. And if you think you can encroach a society with the power of your surrounding people, you cannot. And to answer your question, sir, he was using his power, to show it in the society that how powerful he was. He never used to follow any rules in the society, which were meant for all the civilians here, just to follow rules. But he never used to follow rules, and he used to show power, whether it's a club area or whether it's a main gate entering without, his vehicles with our Grand Omax passes. He never used to do that. He just used to come with all his bodyguards, and he used to come with all his 4-5 cars, with all his paraphernalia, and he never used to obey. He used to park his vehicles where it was not allowed. And if one person is doing, other person starts also doing it. So it's a lesson for him. Then you cannot just do it like that.
Yadukul ji, when you say that he was exerting political influence, what influence was this?
I mean, he was showing his power, definitely. A powerful person is backed by some political institution.
Did he carry, did he have a privilege of, being accompanied by gunners and security guards?
Absolutely, yes. I myself have witnessed it, seeing bodyguards and, even, many guards, not just one guard.
Were there police officers? Or
To my knowledge, I have not seen a police guard, but yes, I have seen civilian guards with him.
Okay. I want to bring you in, Pankhudi Pathak. You see, a lot is being said that, we took instant action in this case. But the point is that instant action has not happened. The residents complained in 2019. Action has only happened because somebody had the good presence of mind to film this very brazen act of Shrikant Tyagi. What I really wonder, Pankhudi, here is a Shrikant Tyagi who has been caught on camera. Many societies have many such people who openly flaunt their political connections and behave exactly like him and go unchecked.
Okay, the sad reality is that the only reason that some amount of action is taking place today is because this video went widely viral and the media took it up and there was all this, scrutiny around this issue. Otherwise, this person, this Shrikant Tyagi, has been harassing the people of his society and of Noida at large since the past many years. In 2019, a similar video the video came out in which he was seen threatening people from the society, giving them death threats. And at that time, a complaint was made. I even have the copy of that complaint with me from 2019, in which the residents of the society have written to the SSP, the Senior Superintendent of Police of Gautam Budh Nagar, and they have very categorically stated that the local police is not writing their complaint, is not registering an FIR saying that this person is a BJP leader. They have mentioned that he is encroaching upon the property of the society and that he is openly giving death threats. You will remember that in 2019 when this incident happened, the then district magistrate of Noida had to write to the Ghaziabad SSP saying that this person's UP police security cover should be withdrawn. He had 7 UP police security personnel. Just imagine, I mean, you don't get that kind of a security cover even if you are a MLA or a cabinet minister. But this guy, he was so influential, he was so powerful within the Bharatiya Janata Party that he had a security cover of 7 gunmen even though he was not an MLA or a minister. And he is not the only person who's indulging in such activities. There are smaller Shrikant Tyagis in every other society of Noida and Greater Noida. They get into these societies, they appropriate the funds of the society, they harass people, they harass women. I came across a case where one such person pushed a woman inside a gated community and she had to suffer a miscarriage. So this is the kind of harassment that the people of Noida and Greater Noida are facing due to these BJP affiliated people who are running a ruckus and who are, doing
former DGP of Uttar Pradesh, DGP Vikram Singh, I want to bring you in over here. You see 7 gunners, private security guard, many cars, encroachment, all of this happening despite complaints, regular complaints. Should this not be treated as a failure, absolute failure of the administration in checking this? I mean, here is an incident which came to light. But what will your advice be to residents in Noida and Greater Noida societies who have many such Tyagis in their compound?
Well said, Sanket ji. It is not the question of one Shrikant Tyagi. It is the question of har shaakh pe mafia baitha hai, anjam gulistana kya hoga. Now the question and my advice will come later. To your first question, the facts indicate to the contrary that somebody looked the other way. His complicity in respect of his criminal history is of 9 cases. Not 1 or 2, but 9 cases, and the fittest case for being booked under the National Security Act, the Gangsters Act, and externed widely the provisions of the UP Gundas Act. Nothing like this happened. To the contrary, he has been rewarded with 7 gunners, whatever be the position. Yes, and in spite of his gundasm, just look at the audacity, knowing fully well that the district magistrate and the police commissioner are privy to all this mayhem and violence, he sends 12 goons looking for the person who he alleged that she is behind his problem. Now this is absolutely audacious and this is absolutely incriminating. Now he had a free run, free access, and in spite of all the complaints, no action being taken. The lessons drawn are that yes, there are people who are in influential positions of authority, have a soft corner for him. Now what do the residents do? Prepare the documentation. Use your smartphone, mobile phone as a force multiplier, record everything that goes on. Don't accost them directly and feed, number 1, the district control room, the DG's control room, the home control room, and also the local police station in fast dialing and everything that happens. Tell them and inform them that a Mawali and a Gunda is there and trying to threaten you, and then you will have the fire, all the police reinforcement to help and assist you. But I certainly would not advise anybody, because seeing like this, I personally, that law allows me to take such action as I can within the ambit of right of private defense, but I would not advise you to do that. Hangamai giriftari mein munasib chot pahuncha ke. It is not for law-abiding people, gentle ladies and gentlemen like you, to accost them and confront gundas and mawalis like Tyagi. But yes, what you can do is to inform the police, document them, and take the RW into account. Now, RWA is a bigger scandal. The security of societies is even a bigger scandal, because they also failed to protect and take the situation in hand and address the issues. They were absolutely complicit, with Shrikant Tyagi, and in fact were silent spectators to all his gundagardi,
Absolutely.
abusive language.
Absolutely. Yadukul, I want to ask you, like in this case, we hear that he did not even pay his maintenance fees. He was openly squatting on land. He encroached on, a public park. And we could just see how he treated people from the maintenance team and the security. How was he able to do this for so long?
Definitely, a empowering person only can do this, or he is backed by some big, powerful person. Other than that, you cannot do such thing of society like Grand Omax or any other society. You cannot do it until and unless you are backed by powerful people.
Well said, and that of course speaks volumes.
Yadukul, do you feel that from here on, this incident, filming of this incident and the fact that it has become viral, it has struck some sort of an emotional connect with everyone, not just in this society, everywhere. I mean, a middle class resident who's living in flats will relate with this nonsense. And do you feel that this video will make them feel a little empowered, that yes, we can take action against such people?
Absolutely, and imagine people who are living next to such kind of people, what kind of emotional breakdown they are feeling every single day, facing such kind of people. And taking this step by Noida Police as well as Noida Development Authority is hats off. I mean, this should have been taken the way it is right now.
I want to ask you a question, DGP Vikram Singh, and then to Sunil Bharala also. A very convenient thing that has been done is to show the presence of a bulldozer, frankly, in a society to break the structure that was broken down. You don't need bulldozers. That can be done with bare hands also. The point over here is that has bulldozer become some sort of a symbol of instant justice to satiate this desire of people that, look, we did justice instantly?
Sanketji, in this case, I would feel that the bulldozer was requisitioned to assuage the feelings of anguish, insecurity of the residents, but it was best avoided. But I would again say, I strongly recommend the use of the bulldozer for its legitimate use to which it has been put, and to that extent, I would compliment this, because yes, what the way and the manner in which their arms were tested of every single resident of Omax, the least that the government could have done was to wipe their tears and expiate for their own sins and follies committed in the past. But yes, bulldozer cannot be the substitute for all the corruption, all the follies, and the long lease of life that was given to Shrikant Tyagi. Now is the time to expiate for all the follies and the sins, and get after not only this Shrikant Tyagi, but every Shrikant Tyagi that exists in Noida and Greater Noida. Get after the jugulars.
सुनील भराला, मैं आपके पास आना चाहता हूं. ये तो बड़ा आसान है ना, बुलडोजर ला करके दिखा देना और ऐसे बताना कि देखो कार्रवाई हो गई. लेकिन अगर बुलडोजर के खिलाफ लोग पहले थे, तो यहां पर भी बुलडोजर आपने राजनीतिक रूप से इस्तेमाल किया है, लोगों को ये दिखाने के लिए कि आप कार्रवाई कर रहे हैं. अगर एक्शन 2019 में हो जाता तो आज इस बुलडोजर की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती.
संकेत जी, चश्मों से अगर किससे देखना है तो वो चीज दिखाई देगी. बुलडोजर का आना शिकायत हुई, जानकारी प्राप्त हुई, प्रशासन को जानकारी में आया, शासन के संज्ञान में विषय आया. अभी एक व्यक्ति आए, एक नेता का ऐसी कौन सी चीज है कि जो संज्ञान में लाया गया था कार्रवाई ना हो? हमारी सरकार में ये संभव नहीं है. जो एक्शन में आई है उस पर बुलडोजर चलेगा. बुलडोजर चल नहीं रहा, दिखावटी नहीं है बुलडोजर. इनाम 25,000 रुपए का इनाम घोषित किया उत्तर प्रदेश सरकार ने, दिखावटी नहीं किया है, उसकी गिरफ्तारी भी होगी.
सुनील जी, ये पहले कहां था एक्शन?
ऐसा नहीं है.
यही तो मैं सवाल पूछ रहा हूं. अगर आप कहते कि हमने तुरंत एक्शन लिया, तो तुरंत एक्शन में तब मानता अगर 2019 में आप एक्शन लेते.
संकेत जी, 2019 में अगर इस प्रकार की कोई आपके पास प्रमाण है कि जो सरकार को कोई पत्र लिखा गया, शासन को
बिल्कुल लिखा है. One moment. Let me go to Yadukul. Yadukul, was a letter written to the administration in 2019 or not?
आप तो पत्र, आप उसको बताइए कि उस पे पत्र के साथ में कोई ना कोई साक्ष्य आए होंगे, कोई बात हुई होगी. 2000
सुन लेते हैं ना, रेजिडेंट यहीं बैठे हैं. बात कर रहे हैं. एक सेकंड, आई हैव अ रेजिडेंट. वी हैव द गुड फॉर्च्यून ऑफ हैविंग अ रेजिडेंट राइट हियर हु विल हमको अपनी आप बीती बता देंगे. बताइए यदुकुल.
Yes, yes, definitely. A letter was written on 2019. Yes.
लेटर आप उस पर उसका एक्शन क्या हुआ लेटर पर उस पर
कुछ
और
नहीं हुआ
आपने
ना।
पत्र किसको लिखा
कुछ
और उस
नहीं हुआ।
पत्र
Sir,
के
there
साथ
was
में
no action
क्या
taken,
व्यवहार
sir.
हुआ आपने उसको कितना परसू किया वो
I
आप
think we are unfair to Yadu
दिखाइए ना उस
let
चीज
let
को
me answer this.
और जहाँ कार्रवाई ना हो हमारी
संकेत, can
सरकार
I
में
make a
संभव नहीं है ऐसा
Yeah.
Sanket, it is
आपने ये
unfair on
बात-
Yadu.
Yeah, पंखुड़ी पाठक,
मैं दूसरी
please.
बात बताना चाहूंगा आपको आपकी मैं सुन रहा
संकेत।
था सब लोगों ने बात रखी है
नहीं, आप
मैं ये
क्या-
नहीं कह रहा हूं
बराला
कि
जी, आप
आपने
तो
कोई
चुप
बात
करा
की
दिया
है,
आपने
लेकिन
भी
मैं आपको
रेजिडेंट
बताना
को।
चाहूंगा जहाँ
जो
सिक्योरिटी
जो
की
जो
बात कर रहे
चीज
हैं,
जो
सिक्योरिटी
चीज
तो जेल
श्रीकांत
के अंदर
त्यागी
में भी
कर रहा था
हमारी
अभी आप वही
जिम्मेदारी है,
कर रहे
सरकार
हैं।
की जिम्मेदारी है नैतिक जिम्मेदारी है उसका
यही-
विषय
यही
नहीं है।
पंखुड़ी
गुंडागर्दी
पाठक,
है,
please.
आज
गुंडागर्दी,
ऐसा
गुंडागर्दी।
quick closing comment.
देखिए, संकेत-
Running out of time. पंखुड़ी पाठक।
सारे लोग जानते हैं कि एक आम रेजिडेंट, एक आम नागरिक अगर चाहे तो अपने फ्लैट के बाहर एक
उसका अपोज किया
बराला जी, रुकिए। One by one, please.
कंस्ट्रक्शन नहीं कर सकता है।
हमारे मुख्यमंत्री जी गृह मंत्री जी सबने
Can you
संज्ञान
please-
लिया उसका
यस, वन बाय
अब
मिस्टर
उसके-
बराला, हो गया आपकी बात। पंखुड़ी पाठक, प्लीज। यस
Sanket, I was saying that everyone who lives in an apartment, I live in a group housing society, everyone knows कि अगर आप एक आम आदमी आम रेजिडेंट है तो आप अपने फ्लैट के बाहर एक एक्स्ट्रा एक ईंट तक का कंस्ट्रक्शन नहीं कर सकते हैं। लेकिन 2019 से इस व्यक्ति ने पूरे सोसाइटी का नक्शा ही बदला हुआ था। ये पूरे सोसाइटी को एक प्राइवेट, जैसा कि इसकी खुद की सोसाइटी होगी उस तरह से ट्रीट कर रहा था। और 2019 से ये बात नोएडा अथॉरिटी के संज्ञान में थी। अ नोटिस वाज आल्सो इशूड टू हिम, बट नोएडा अथॉरिटी, which also is subordinate to the UP government, sat on his file for the last 3 years while he increased his encroachment. So it is very clear that there were very senior people, very powerful people who were helping him out.
Well,
और
at
कोई
the
भी
end,
होता
just want to say belated
Please.
action has happened in this case, but let this serve some sort of a reminder to all those mini Shrikant Tyagis in all societies, so that they dare not do this again. Dare not do this. Good night and goodbye.